Morning, everybody. So this morning, back to work. Here's the little tour of a block plant, if anybody's interested in touring a block plant. This is why I get laid off in the winter. Everything freezes down. So it's just about time to fire up the plant. I got some maintenance to do, so I'll give you a little tour. Raw materials, rock, sand. Load them with the loader into that hopper right there. Goes up that conveyor. There's bins inside of there. One sand, one rock. When you load the sand, you load it on this side on the inside. Rock goes on that side. It's got a split hopper in there. That's what I'm working on. There's a big hole in it. Fly ash, concrete, cement, Portland. And the compressor's running. So I'll try to stay back till the compressor shuts off. Right there is the mixer. So it comes together in the scales. The scales are right there. It weighs it out. Once it's in the scale and it's weighed, then it gets dumped in the mixer. It's all done automatically with the batch panel, with the batcher. When it's ready, it dumps into the skip. Then when the small hopper is empty, it sends a signal, and that goes up, dumps into the small hopper. I'll go over there. Here's the mixer. I can't remember what the yardage is. Roughly, probably about 2 yards. Roughly a yard and a half. Something like that. Compressor shut off finally. So that's what I'm working on. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it. Up there, there's a big, huge, but you can see here's the scale hopper. And then up above there is the big hopper. You can't really see it, but there's a big hopper up there. I built that ladder right there, and I'm gonna build a walkway up there with a crane, so I can take sheets of 1/4-inch steel up there and patch that. Like I was saying, dumps out of the mixer into the skip. When the machine calls for it, when that hopper's low, there's a sensor right there that tells that skip to come up and dump. Dumps in there. When the machine calls for mud, it feeds down the conveyor into the machine. You'll probably see this later, but the machine's not running now, obviously. So this head will come up, the feed drawer will come out. It'll feed mud into there. The whole stripper comes up, the head goes down, it vibrates the mud, comes out on the pallet, comes out on the green block elevator, goes down, goes over, brushes the top off, goes out into the racks that aren't here because I need to do some work on this too. Then I pick it up with the forklift, and then the green blocks come over here. So I take them, be careful with them because they're green and they'll fall apart if you bump them and bang them too much. This is what you load the materials outside with. I put them in the kilns. There's 5 kilns. They'll hold, man, I can't remember, 15 racks. So I put them in the rack. It's all steam cured. Fill the kiln with racks, shut the door. The old Kiln Controls, this is going to be all upgraded, all post and upgrade. When it comes, it's going to have individual, instead of one big boiler, each kiln's going to have its own individual steam pot where it just dumps steam in, instead of having a boiler that runs all the time, more efficient. Here's the block machine control panel, old school. So you can change all the change all the settings for everything. Just gotta key it all in. It's all old school, no touchscreen. The Batcher is touchscreen, but it's like very limited. So it'll show the amount of rock, sand, cement, fly ash that's in the scale, and then it'll dump it into the mixer. It'll show when the mixer is running and full. These all change colors. Purple is it's weighting, and then yellow is there's material in that specific category. And then once the kiln is done, the blocks are cured. This is all kind of happening together as the cured blocks are going on. So after I dump a green one out there in the kiln, I'll come to the next kiln, I'll grab a cured block, gray block, run it over, set it on here. As they get filled up, everything moves over that way on the conveyor. So the cured blocks, the gray blocks will be going off on the unloader, out, and the green blocks will be coming out, loading onto the racks. Then over here, so it comes off the unloader, comes over to here, to push off. It'll push it off the pallets onto the conveyor, push off conveyor. It'll roll down here. As it rolls down here, there's a guy that mans this. This is the only other guy that's in here with me. So I pretty much run all this myself with one other guy. Well, I run this myself with one other guy helping me. So he takes the blocks when they come down, puts them in the pattern. This pushes them out, pushes out till you get a full tier on this plate. This plate comes up, goes over, those arms squeeze it, this plate pulls it off, that flaps down so it can hold it back while this plate pulls off, and then it just keeps stacking tiers on top of tiers until it's done. The last one pushes it out, and then they go out in the yard. That's pretty much the whole process. So, if you enjoyed the video, like, subscribe. This is just going to be a random channel with pretty much just what I do on the regular. So have a great day.